Everyone, welcome back. So it has been a rough few days. If you've been following the stock market, things are down, way down. So the question is, and I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of emails, a lot of DMs about what I'm doing. So it's been a while since I've done a video, and you're probably wondering, a little bit different set. I'm actually upstairs, which reminds me I need to do a home tour at some point of our place in San Francisco. But anyway, let's jump to the video. So I'm gonna walk you guys through kind of my portfolio, how things are looking. I'm gonna walk you guys through how I'm going to continue to handle the downturn in the market. What's my plan short term and what's my plan long term. So let's jump into the video and I'll open up my portfolio, walk you guys through it, and just let you guys know where everything is at. So let's jump to the video. All right, so this is my portfolio here in M1 Finance. I finally got everything moved over from Betterment to M1 Finance. The process took about, I would say about a month. They say about 15 days, but it took about a month to get my main investment portfolio over and my Roth IRA, which took actually a few weeks longer to get it over, but everything is finally over. So glad to have that. On the other side, this is my portfolio. So currently, this is just from one day. I'm already down $16,000. So about a 9% drop on my portfolio. So that's just one day. We'll go through it all so you guys can see just how my portfolio has been affected by the most recent changes in the stock market. So we'll do for the week. Again, down 10% for the week. For the month, quarter, and year are all going to be the same again because I just moved this portfolio over, less than a month. So this is how it's performing in M1 Finance. Doesn't necessarily mean that since I've been investing from Betterment, it doesn't have all of that historical data from Betterment. So this is we're just going to go off what we're at with M1 Finance. So right now I am down about $3,300, down total close to 17% total. I'm down. So I'll walk through just my portfolio and how each stock is performing. So this is broken up into several funds, mostly a lot of Vanguard stocks here, and then I have some bonds in the portfolio as well. So right now, this Vanguard total stock, this is my highest. This is the highest stock that I'm investing in right now. So it's about 32% is the actual target. I'm about 31.5. As you can see, I'm about down 1,200 here, 18%, almost 19% just in this one stock individually. This is going to be the next biggest here. Again, I'm down about 18% on this one as well. VWO, again, we're down 14% here. This one is VTV. We're almost down 20% here, and we're actually down 22%, close to 23% in this Vanguard mid cap here. Another stock. So we're here. This is actually a bond here. So all my bonds are actually up. So anything that's actually performing well is going to be the bonds that I have set up. So this is another one, Vanguard International Bond. Again, the thing with bonds is they're safer, but they don't make as much as the actual. They're not as riskier, so that means they don't pull in as much income or gains when the market is actually doing good. But it's good to have somewhat of a balance in there between stocks and bonds. Right now, I'm about total probably about 90% stock, 10% bonds. Here's another one. Again, we're down 23% here. To round it off, we're here with this one. We're down 9% almost. 25% here. Very small portion of the portfolio, about 2%. Again, this is another bond that we have here. Positive gain, but not much since it's not very much invested in here. And then we rounded out with the Vanguard short term.
again, we're down 1% here, so not much, but still a down, and it's not really that much big portion of the portfolio. I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys the activity here. So most of the activity is going to be me getting everything moved over from Betterment to Vanguard. So you got, a Betterment to M1 Finance. And the reason I moved it over is because there's no fees associated with M1 Finance, even though there is a small fee with Betterment. I did a prior video on that. I'll link that video up in the description, or it should pop up here where you can go check that out to see the minimal fees or just how my performance did with Betterment. So as you can see, over the month of February, I still was buying stocks as soon as I got moved over. So I was doing around $200 per week. And those of you who aren't familiar with M1 Finance, basically, since I just showed you guys my portfolio breakdown and how everything was mixed up. Since I have it, whenever I deposit it, right now I have it here on auto invest. So what it's going to do is it's going to automatically pick those stocks and invest it and try to keep it as close to my targets that I have here on the portfolio. So it's going to buy and purchase and try to keep it on target as possible to keep my pie balanced as possible, so things stay within the actual target. So there's some that are slightly over and some that are slightly under, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job of keeping it balanced out how you have it set up. Again, so if we go back here to activity, again, I did a deposit here. I'll break down the buys that I did since it's been a while since went through my whole portfolio. So there's 4 buys here on the 12th that went through. So small cap, short term, and then there's a bond that was purchased here. Go back here, and then there's just another emergency JP Morgan US dollar emergency stock that was purchased here as well. And that was the breakdown of the 4 buys that happened on the 12th. I did another deposit a week later, another for $200, and I had 6 buys here. Again, some small cap, short term, some more bonds, US dollar emergency, and then about some Vanguard, well, 1 cent here, not very much there. With that one, again, when I brought it over from Betterment, it was kind of off a little bit just because of the shares. I had to sell some shares because some of the partial shares didn't come over. But the cool thing with M1 Finance is they buy partial shares. So if you'll see some of the numbers here, these are small numbers that don't match up with the actual total price of the stock or bond. So it's buying a partial amount of it. Again, the following week, I did another deposit of $200. And then we got some more buys here. Again, so short term, small cap, some mid value here. A little bit more diversified, more to keep my portfolio as balanced as possible based on the targets that I have set up here. Another total market start here. Another bond, another Vanguard value, and then the JP Morgan US dollar emergency stock bought there. And then starting this month in March, I went ahead and just did my normal auto investing with what I was doing with Betterment. So I was doing about $895, $900 a month in my Betterment account on the first of the month. So I just continued with that. Starting, especially since the market is down, I wanted to go back to getting it ramped up. I did do some investing in my Robinhood portfolio as well around this time, but we'll go through that as well. That one's basically starting from scratch to build that one up as well. And I'll kind of go, when I get to Robinhood, I kind of go through my portfolio or investing plan with using the 2 systems. All right, so here we'll go through the stocks here. So this is just a breakdown of where the money went. So some into the Vanguard development market. Again, the JP Morgan emergency, not very much there. National muni bond, a little bit there. The emerging market here with Vanguard, short-term inflation, small cap value, and then the Vanguard value 95. And then we went to some of the shares core a little bit there, and then the majority of it went to the Vanguard Total Stock Market, which is where I have the most money invested in VTI, and then 93 here went to the mid cap market as well. And that was the breakdown there. Again, just to give you guys a rundown, so a lot of the dividends are just, since I'm just getting over just barely over a month and having my account moved over, dividends are starting to come in as well. So not very much so far with the amount of dividends that are being paid out here. Some from this bond here, 40%, another one from the U.S. aggregate bond of 39 cents, some from the JP Morgan U.S. emerging market bond, and then a little bit, $1.45 here from the EU bond that came in. And then that is just to run down and give you guys a catch up between March and February and March of how my portfolio has been doing. Now that I have everything moved over and I'm back investing regularly, I'm going to continue to do these videos weekly so I can give you guys an update of the stocks and stuff that I am purchasing on a weekly basis. May even do more, especially with the market down, because I'm probably going to be ramping up how much I'm putting in each portfolio. So that's the breakdown of my M1 finance account. Again, a lot of red. So goal is to get in the green. So hopefully next few months we can get this turned around. All right, so now let's jump over to my Robinhood portfolio. Again, we're down here as well. So the 1 day numbers here, down $77. The week numbers were down 105. For the month, 111. This portfolio hasn't been, for 3 months, we're down 6.49%. And for the year, we're down $99. And then total $99. Again, this account is fairly new. I've had it less than a year for a few months. So pretty small breakdown here. So this account here is going to be primarily just me buying individual stocks, and it's just strictly a dividend portfolio that I'm using this account for. The other one, there was a mix between stocks, bonds. Some have dividends, some don't pay out dividends, more of a long-term play. And this is just me building up a strictly dividend portfolio and just to see how it performs. So I'll give you guys just a rundown of the portfolio here. I don't have very many stocks here. So I have 3 shares here of Realty Income. I think this was the first stock that I purchased here once I set up my Robinhood account again. So everything is going to be down month, day, 3 months. So not too bad. So I'm down a total. Well, actually, I'm up for the year on this one. So I guess that's a positive. With this one, again, it's been very, very, very new account here. So not really taking much into consideration. So a small amount of my portfolio as well with that. Next here, I have some Ford stock here as well. So again, it's going to be a very small percentage. So it's about 6%, 16 shares here, about 6% of this portfolio is Ford. For the week, a lot of these I just purchased actually today. So it's not going to be very much activity here, as you can see with this portfolio. So it's definitely down in the Ford. Let's go to the next one is Disney. So again, you're going to see these numbers are down for the most part, just because the market is down with the numbers. So it's not going to be a lot of green here with my portfolio. This is about 21%, almost. Only got 3 shares so far of the Disney stock. 1.53 dividend yield here. And then the next one, I'm rounding out with Microsoft. Definitely wanted to kind of jump more into Microsoft and Disney since the market is down. For the most part, I'm just buying stocks and companies that I believe in and that have a pretty good dividend record. I'm going to be diversifying some more as I continue to pump money into this Robinhood account, and the M1 Finance account. The M1 Finance account is just kind of just set it and go and just kind of do it on auto deposit. I'll go in and watch and sell some as it goes. This one is kind of just more of me to kind of just get familiar with just purchasing individual stocks and just kind of be more hands-on with this stock here, this portfolio with Robinhood, and just kind of see how it performs. Again, only 3 shares of Microsoft, about 30% of the portfolio. Again, I'll do a full video on my whole breakdown and how I want to have everything diversified within each categories that I set up. So I'll do another video where I go over my full investing plan for you guys and just give you guys a breakdown. Again, it's only about 1,500 in this portfolio. A lot of that has been put in over the last week or so. So just giving you guys a breakdown. Again, everything is going to be down at this point. Not going to be any, since I just, bought into these stocks, it's not going to be a lot happening here with my portfolio. So just going to be down in most cases. So just giving you guys a heads up. I know I'm being very repetitive in saying that. And then this one is Nike stock. So over the last 2 years, I've built up quite a bit of a sneaker collection, which I don't really talk about on here on this channel, but that is one of the ways that I like to spend my money. One is because I really like sneakers, and two, I've been able to actually make some pretty good profits off sneakers during these last 2 years. In some cases, like a lot of them, some I keep if I really like them, but in most cases I'm reselling a lot of them because that's another avenue for investing, and some are holding value and they're going up in value over time. So some I buy and I just do a quick flip, and some I buy and I just hold. So I'll give you guys just a rundown. I'll probably just do another video on just like how to, if you want to get into sneaker flipping or investing, just kind of give you guys a rundown on that. But that's why I decided to buy Nike, and plus Nike has a pretty good dividend yield as well. So I'm with this purchase here, these were anytime I buy a pair of sneakers, I want to buy a Nike stock, either one stock or an equal value of the purchase of the sneakers, or anytime I sell a sneaker as well, I want to use the profits from that to sell, to buy the stocks as well. So in this morning, last week I sold a pair of sneakers and I think I got like $350 back in profit. So I came in and I purchased stock with all of that money, and I purchased a pair last week, so I wanted to buy equal stock as well. So that is where we have the Nike stock here. So right now I have about 5 shares in Nike. It's about 28% of my portfolio. So again, I buy a lot of Nike and I buy a lot of Adidas, so I'll probably be doing both of those, provide dividends as well. So as I buy those shoes and sell them and make profits, then I will continue to buy those stocks as well, as long as some other consumer stocks as well. But that is pretty much just a rundown of my portfolio. We'll go here. Let's just go back to the home screen here. And then we can just look at, actually I just want to look at history. So I'll just give you guys just a rundown of the history here. So as you can see, I just started this account back in December. So it's a fairly new account. Made some dividends from Realty Income, some from Ford. So not a lot of activity happening here. Again, as you can see on the third, I made an initial, it was right around $100 where this was sitting at first, and then I made $1,000 deposit here to buy stock on the third, and then I just did another one this morning as well, another $500 deposit, and bought some Realty Income stock, and then some Nike, Ford, and then Realty Income was how I broke that up. So I'll continue to give you guys an update of how this portfolio is performing and just how my investments accounts are doing overall. I have another investment account as well that I set up a while back that I actually forgot that I had. It's with Ally Invest. I have some, probably about, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 in that portfolio as well, between Facebook and Apple, and I think Zillow was another one, and Spotify. So I'm going to be selling off those stocks and trying to get those either over here in Robinhood or getting some over in my M1 finance account. That way I have all my investments in two accounts, so it's easy to manage. But anyway, that is the overview of my portfolio. So let's jump back to the video.
Awesome. So you guys saw me walk through my portfolio, walk you guys through just how everything is doing, all of my accounts. You guys saw my investment strategy. Like I say, I'm going to continue to invest. Right now, thank goodness I always have, thank goodness I have, money that I have set aside for investing. So always comes in handy, just following a plan and just steady investing every single month, keeping it continue, because this right here is long-term, and like anything, investing should be long-term, and you should continue. I'm not going to tell you what specific stocks you should or shouldn't invest to. Warren Buffett just did a 2-hour-long video with CNBC where he drops a lot of value, ton of value on there. So if you're kind of wondering like what you should do, I'm just kind of sticking to the plan, investing in products that I believe in, and just looking at this kind of as a long-term outlook. And go in now during times now where the market is down, because stock market has been proven over a long period of time that it's going to rebound, and this isn't going to be like any other instance where we have a downturn and it's going to come back. So the best thing you can do right now is to not panic and not pull your money out. Continue to invest in products that you believe in, and Warren Buffett talks about it a lot on the video. The video that he did with CNBC is kind of look at this as like you're buying businesses, and don't look at them as stocks, because you're buying a part of that business, and you buy a business and you want to invest in that for a long period of time. You're not just buying a business just to sell it the next day. So kind of should treat your investing the same way. And it's literally impossible to time the market, regardless of the people that say they are doing it. Nobody really knows what the market is going to do. Again, like nobody can predict what's going on with the coronavirus. Like, things are going to come up all the time. Companies are going to have problems. This is like any other thing. It's just having a bigger effect right now immediately. So I'm going to continue to invest even more during this period of time, and just continue on my regular investing schedule. So if you guys have any comments or anything that you're doing different that I may have left out, or have any questions about my portfolio, love to get your input, and drop them down in the comments below. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.